Thank you. And I think I want to start by thanking Rajashri Modi for giving me the opportunity to share my journey with all of you today. Also, thank you, Christine, for making it all happen. I know it's been a long day of listening to each other, so I hope I can keep all of you well awake as I share with you my story unfiltered. Now, the story of a girl from India who, from an early age, wanted to explore and travel and was fascinated with the pictures of women achievers back then. Yes, that was me. My global journey began at the young age of 11 when my school had an opportunity to send some students on an exchange program to Australia. Mind you, it had to be fully self funded. Now, coming from a family where no one had ever traveled overseas and all of the women, for the lack of the better word, were housewives, it wasn't an easy task. However, my desire, my passion, and well, literally pleading with my parents made it happen. This trip ignited something in me. And a couple of years later, there was another exchange program to England. And begging my parents worked again. Mind you, I didn't come from a very wealthy family. However, my parents thankfully knew that the best education is experience, and they gave me just that. These exposures to life outside of my bubble back then were pretty tough. I mean, traveling to Australia and UK at the young age of 11 and 13, staying with another family for 2 months was quite scary. I was just grateful every night that I survived another day with their food and didn't make a fool out of myself on anything. It's true back then. Now, fast forward a few years, it was time to go to college. And I dared to dream again, this time on a bigger level. I wanted to go overseas and take this huge, expensive risk by going abroad to study an alien course in an alien country. Coming from a country that produces the most number of doctors, engineers, lawyers, here I was deciding to go to Switzerland to study hotel management. Now, mind you, 25 years ago, half the India didn't think one can go to Switzerland to study. For them, Switzerland was to shoot Bollywood movies, and that's all they saw in Switzerland. It was a significant financial, social, and mental challenge for me. I remember my mother saying, "Go achieve big things, but remember, do not do anything that will embarrass the family, as that would shut doors for many other girls in the family after me who will otherwise get inspired and would dare to spread their wings to fly." Now, clearly, she didn't anticipate me joining Rock, Paper, Scissors Club in the college. Talk about embarrassment. Jokes apart, that was a huge responsibility because A, hotel industry was not even considered an industry in India back then. And studying for it internationally meant spending one's life savings. Learning in an environment that was not academically different, but from what I was used to, but culturally too. There were times when I went out of my way to explain to my classmate, yes, India is in Asia. And no, it's not a small village full of tech support agents named Raj. And no, we don't ride camels to school. And it's true. And yes, we do have cars in India and many more such myths. It was very tiring and taxing, to be honest. And it was taxing to learn how little people knew about this fast-growing economy. And my mission to bridge the gap began. With every experience, the desire to explore more manifested. And I landed in the UK doing my master's. I remember going for an interview at a central London hotel for a front desk assistant position, like a business position. And my interview went on for 3 hours. I came out thinking, my God, if this was 3 hours, what will happen if I had to apply for a manager's role? The funny thing, though, and I share this with utmost humbleness, is that since that first interview in my life, I have never had to interview again for another position. I have changed companies, I have changed roles, but I can only guess that the sheer effort and dedication with which I have delivered in every role meant that the roles found me. And professionally, the doors just magically kept opening, as if I had a map of Hogwarts hanging in my office. No, I don't. In 2008, I remember working for a 5-star hotel in London, and we heard there would be a second opening in West Hollywood, Los Angeles. I casually told my husband about this, to which he was quick to say, "You should volunteer and go there to help with the opening." And you know what? Sometimes a little nudge from your loved ones can change your life, just like this one did for me. I had never thought of it before, but listening to him, the optimist in me said, "This could be a big chance, Shivani." Although the pessimistic side whispered, "Oh, please, like the company would even notice you, newbie." However, always want to take a chance, I presented my wish to the boss, and as if I had some sort of genie at my disposal, the universe granted me my fervent prayer, and soon after, I was sent to Los Angeles, USA for 3 weeks. I'm grateful that my hard work and dedication, doing whatever tasks were assigned to me with great enthusiasm, earned me the recognition and unforgettable experience. And not to mention, the stay was extended for 4 months. A successful 4 month stay and the launch at the hotel didn't go unnoticed. And soon after my return to London, the company offered me a global project management role based out of their head office in Chicago. The role gave me the opportunity to travel and meet from people across the globe and also helped me jump 5 years ahead of my career. Now, however, in my 14 hotel openings, there were times when I had no idea or knowledge on what trainings to give tomorrow. I was giving trainings I was giving tomorrow. Because during the openings, there are always a lot of unknowns. And the best advice at the time was given to me by my boss, who said, you should always exude confidence, acknowledge the knowledge gaps for your personal growth, promise to always follow up. It's the key. And don't be nervous. When you enter the room, always own it. And this stayed with me even today. Interesting story and a big learning curve for me now. During my time at the head office in Chicago, a senior VP asked me about my future plans, and I naively confessed to her I wanted to be a general manager of a 5-star hotel. She looked at me dead in the eye and said, Shivani, we have 52 hotels in Asia, including 6 in India, and only 2 Indian GMs and no women. And then she winked at me and said, do you understand what I'm saying? Well, did she have to say anything else? No. The message was loud and clear. But what could I do? But don't worry, it didn't deter me. I was very quick to pivot my career to corporate rather than sticking with hotel operations. And you know what? It's incidences like this that empowers you to work towards a more equitable world. And guess what? A few years later, I was the one interviewing GMs for prestigious 5-star hotels in London, and I selected many women GMs too. Let's talk about something not so glamorous. Harassment. Like many other women and men, I was once a victim of same at the workplace. The unwanted attention, those sleazy remarks was extremely traumatizing and unsettling. I told my husband, that's it, I'll have to leave this job, even though I loved it. He quipped and he said, this can happen anywhere. How many of these jobs will you leave? True, right? So I never thought of resigning again, not for this reason at least. And I tackled it with my head held high. And as a result, I have now become a strong advocate for creating a safe and respectful work environment for all employees. It's important for me to use my platform today to speak about these issues and work towards creating a change. When you're presented with an opportunity that challenges your complacency or makes you scared and excited at the same time, it's time for you to take that plunge. Same thing happened with me. I was at a comfortable job in London with my friends and family, and then this opportunity knocked my doors to leave London and head an opening of a new wellness retreat in the Himalayas. At 35, when you're asked to head a new project, it sounds daunting, especially when you'll be all alone with your friends and family for over a year. But like they say, no matter the challenge, never forget you are capable of greatness. The retreat project was a smashing success, and I think some of you have visited the retreat. It taught me so much. It taught me life. And the challenges during the project made me stronger and wiser. Besides, I got to wake up every day to the sound of chirping birds and flowing Ganges. It's safe to say I fell in love with the Himalayas. But some challenges are easier than others. While I was doing all these career moves and juggling my career, there was a huge challenge in my life for years that had been taking a toll. Fertility issue. Yes, I was struggling with fertility issues, undergoing testing and treatments. In fact, I underwent several unsuccessful rounds of IVF before finally one worked. However, unfortunately, resulted in a miscarriage very early on. It was challenging to stay positive and strong, when in the inside, I felt so vulnerable. Not just that, years of such intense treatment impacts your overall body and mind, and my hormonal journey was almost overshadowing my professional one. Mostly surrounded by men at work, it was hard to explain to anyone what I was going through, let alone expect any understanding. Anyway, despite all the setbacks, I persevered. And today, by God's grace, I have a beautiful 3-year-old son who was conceived and born completely naturally, by the way. Today, I'm not embarrassed to say that there was a phase where it felt like I was going through hell. But I just kept going and thankfully made it out to the other side. Now, throughout my 25 years of global journey, I have visited 6 continents and worked or done projects in about 40 odd countries. It has only helped me to understand and appreciate different ways of life. On the other hand, I have encountered numerous people having preconceived notions based on my looks, ethnicity, and making assumptions about me just because of my color or ethnic origin. I've never liked discussing unnecessary discussions on someone's culture or religion, especially at a workplace. I mean, if you really want to discuss, might as well discuss whether pineapple belongs on a pizza or not. I'm happy to discuss. But in all seriousness, it's not easy being judged based on your characteristic or origin. That's why I'm proud to be associated today with Global Citizen Forum, an organization that values equality and respect for all. It's important to remember that we are never too small of a person to make a positive impact. I know building a world beyond gender, religion, and nationality may seem like an insurmountable task, but let me tell you, change begins with small steps. It begins with us as individuals, recognizing the value and worth of every human being. I believe that together we can work towards building a world where our success as human being is the only barometer that works, not the religion or the gender. Equality is not just a moral obligation, but also an economic one. Now, as a global harbinger, I'm on a mission to create a world that benefits all, with human well-being at the core. To achieve this, we must harness feminine power, stay connected, and take stand for justice and peace. In conclusion, I just want to leave you with my secret mantra. Embrace who you are, persevere through life's challenges, and always strive to be a better version of yourself. Let's celebrate our differences and recognize that we are all citizens of this planet Earth and should have equal love and respect for every individual. Together, let's be the change we want to see in the world. Thank you for listening to me so patiently.
Wow, what a beautiful journey and sharing, and particularly also sharing the behind the scenes. So many people have issues behind the scenes that we don't know about, and to share this so openly, and for women, all these hormone and hormonal journeys and sadness of the loss, and trying to put on a smile and pretend everything is normal.
It's okay. I'm strong.
Yeah.